Well, I got back from Saskatoon less than an hour ago. While I was gone, I sold a piece on Etsy, and I have my dispatch time as 2 business days. Well, the piece sold on Sunday, so Tuesday, today, is 2 business days. So I picked it up. I was glad the salon was open where this piece was at. And now I'm headed over to the post office, which is also supposed to be open. This is all packaged up, and I'll tell you about it in a few minutes. So what I was going to say real quick is that painting, it's one of those ones I'm like, oh, this should sell. Like, it's not why I made it. I'm going to tell you why I made it and a little bit about it, and I guess maybe I'll put a picture of it in here. But yeah, it's called An Abuse of Adjectives. And I felt like it was kind of a really romantic looking piece, in a way. And it definitely wasn't as light and fluffy and like design work as other pieces. And it had that concept because I don't know if you've ever had to read this is a huge series of books called A Very Short Introduction, or A Short Introduction to, and then it's whatever topic. Like, there's hundreds of them about so many different topics: art, politics, whatever. And in university there were a couple different classes that required some of them. I remember my postmodernism class, and I don't remember what else, but anyway, I have one that was on romanticism, and I was like, okay, let's learn all about romanticism. And I remember, even though it's supposed to be a very short introduction to, and it kind of gives you a very general feeling for stuff, it's really packed and very dense. So I remember it read like a textbook sometimes, and it was hard to keep up. So public vlogging is not working out for me recently. Anyway, so the one huge takeaway that I got from it was this phrase that romanticism is an abuse of adjectives. And I loved that phrasing and that way that they defined it so succinctly there. Then I felt like I understood the flowery language, etc. And I'm pretty sure I've had a conversation about romanticism, but I can't remember right now. But I've talked about it in the vlog before. I'll have to look that up. No, I think I had a conversation on being a romantic. I think that's what it was. So in there I talk about this book a bunch and what I learned from it, because I had a page of notes. Anyway, that's that. I found a crack pipe at the park. Hell yeah. It was okay. So, having a sunroof problem, which sucks. It's open. I go to close it. Oh, what do you know? There you go. And it opens again. Yep, I don't know. I don't really know what to do. So, I took some footage of Starsky earlier. Not a lot. But my sister's dog, Starsky, I met for the first time like 2 years ago in Calgary. And this is like a little over 2 years ago. But anyway, hadn't seen him really for like 2 years. And last week, hung out. He's really anxious and nervous and sketched out easily by people, strange people, and dogs. So I've been trying to get him like acclimated to me and just kind of be like, hey, this is a friend. So hung out at the park the other day, and that's what we went and did today too. He's really pretty. Like, he's a really handsome looking dog, but I haven't been able to really pet him yet. We've played fetch, and he's brought the ball back close to me, but he won't bring it to me. So he'll take a treat out of my hand. But sometimes it's like he kind of pretends I'm not there, and he's just like looking everywhere else. And then out of nowhere, he'll like lunge and bark at me and like snap at me. He's had an opportunity to bite me and hasn't bitten me, but it's kind of like you really need to be careful around him if you're strange, like how you move. Like if something else makes him anxious, you're the closest target. And also, if I like make a sudden movement, or what if my phone went off in my pocket, he might get freaked out and like get aggressive. So yeah, working on that, which is fun, kind of. It'll be a lot more fun when I can like actually pet him and he's friendly to me consistently. So yeah, that'll be fun. So this is not done. I'm going to add more black and a little bit of color with some interference paint. But I wanted to show you this right now because I am so surprised and happy with this Mosaic grout. I think I said it in the last vlog, I bought this Mosaic grout from Michael's. It's actually this stuff down here. It was on discount, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to try using it for texture. And like, just it's black, so like I don't necessarily have to paint over it, like whatever. What I'm really happy with is that like I put it on really thick yesterday, and it's dry. Like it's almost 100% dry. Like it's still a little soft, and it will harden up. But like that's the one thing I was afraid of, that like maybe it'll just snap off. Like because it's so like the texture of it, like the consistency, it's very matte and dry, and looks like you could just snap it off. But it has a way stronger hold than I thought. The other thing is that it's just, yeah, it dries that fast. Like, it dries really hard, but it dries so fast. It's way faster than gesso. If I put gesso on this thick, it would still, you know, I mean, unless it was crazy, crazy hot with direct sunlight, it probably still, 24 hours later, would not be dry. And this is less than, I don't know when, this is like, 18 hours, 16 hours only? But, yeah, I'm liking what's happening with that. I'm excited to play with it right away here. So I've been lying on this couch for the last like hour and a half with this love seat in the studio. I had a rough morning, and I was just thinking that, man, like I really need to be better at like getting up and moving. There's been times this past year or so that I'm then like, man, I just got a hard time getting moving. Well, not more so the last couple months, that I've like woken up on a weekend or I wasn't working and I would just like lie in bed, stay on my phone in the morning, and then I'm really distracting myself at night is something that like comes more often because I'm like, oh, I should go to bed, but it's like, like there's quiet, there's feelings that are coming, there's emotions, there's all this stuff coming out, and I want to get away from that, so distract myself. If I try to read during that time, it doesn't really work very well. I get too distracted to read and can't focus on that, so I try to distract myself with like watching videos on my phone and scrolling and whatever. But in the morning time, it's usually like, hey, let's get up and go. And the past couple months, there's been way too many times that I just like, I'm there for like, you know, an extra hour or whatever on my phone, being like, I don't want to get up, I don't want to get out of bed. And that's never been a thing for me before. So I don't like that. But it's just harder and harder. No, it's not. I gotta stop with the hyperbole. I'm noticing it more and more that there are more frequent times where I do that, and not just in the morning, but like I got here, you know, I cleaned up a bit, I ate my lunch, and then after that I was watching a video with my lunch, and then after that I just like kept sitting on my phone, just doing nothing, just like I can't. I already know that I'm not in a good place. I know that I'm not having a great time right now, but that I need to take that knowledge and awareness and apply that to being like, okay, so get up. You need to force yourself to do something. I have to. Like I can't, because this sitting there, like it just perpetuates the feeling of like I don't feel like doing anything, and therefore I'm not doing anything, and therefore I don't feel like doing anything, and I don't feel good, and I'm sad, and blah, 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 blah. I need to get up and do something. I need to get better at forcing myself to break that cycle. And I was thinking about it, and I was just like, purpose, intention, those are words I use a lot with art, and I was like, if I don't... Like, I decided I should try meditating because I haven't done that for a bit, and I keep saying I want to go back to it because I do want to go back to it. But that's like purposeful sitting there, right? It's not like just... Sometimes I won't even be on my phone. Sometimes I'll just be like lying there just like doing nothing. And it's just not like me. And it's in a bad way. Like, it's not in a good way. Meditation would be in a good way. But it's really difficult sometimes too, like right now, where I'm like, hey, let's just feel the feelings and let's whatever. And then I don't know. I need to try it out more. A couple minutes here and there, whenever, however long it can last. But yeah, I also haven't worn any jewelry for like weeks, and that's a thing that before I'm like, am I just lazy now? Like because I noticed like last year one time I talked about it in the vlog that when I'm not wearing any jewelry, I realize that I don't care. Like I don't care about my presentation right now. Like there's just certain lines. Like I would never go to work dressed horrible or whatever because there's consequences to that. And like I like to be presentable and clean and whatever. But not wearing jewelry is like no one cares. You know if you're wearing jewelry or not. It's not like oh wow you showed up in sweatpants or a stained shirt or you didn't shower. Like it's different. But for me, jewelry is like that thing that I'm like. I like to coordinate what I'm wearing with my jewelry, and it makes me feel good. And not wanting to put any effort into that small thing is like a sign that I'm not in a good place either. Which I don't need a sign that I'm not in a good place. I know that I'm not in a good place. But it's also just like I don't feel like wearing it, so why would I wear it and take that extra minute to do something I don't feel like? But if I did it, then maybe I would feel like it, and I don't know. It's just cycles of garbage. Cycles of Garbage, the Jonathan McKell story. So, capping off the vlog. I think this is a two-parter, but I haven't uploaded everything yet, so I don't know. Other than the vlog, there is a conversation this week that I had about defining yourself as an artist, and I did that while I was at the drawing studio at USask, which was like the first university art class I ever took was in there, so that was cool. Big week, had some big sads, had a lot of melancholy, which usually I'm like over here or over here. Maybe that's not true. But I don't feel like melancholy that much. I don't know. I should think about that more before I start throwing around words. Anyway, yeah, that's it. That is it for the vlog. That is it for this week. Big week, a lot of footage. Stuff is kind of going on behind the scenes, but we will see you on another time.